I happen to think Andy is right here and has a right to see his hand if he wants to see it.
Let's go to the fell. Tom Lee now looking down at a pair of jacks and the button. Great starting hand.
Especially in a three-handed poker game.
And he's putting out the raising chips like he should. Makes it 250,000 to go. Now, Andy's gonna fold. Only one to beat is Kyle, but look at this, Mike. He's got pair of kings.
Unbelievable. Well, this could spell big trouble for Tommy Lee right here. Kyle comes over the top. He's gonna raise it, makes it 650,000 to go.
400,000, right?
Yep.
Tommy just calls with two jacks, does not re-raise here. Now it's come queen 10-5. So there is an overcard to the jacks out there, but Kyle out in front with the two kings. And once he's checked, I don't blame Tommy Lee for betting here.
Yeah, he's gonna bet all right, $1 million.
Look at this little acting job, the deep breath, sitting back in the chair. Now he's gonna look back down at his cards here.
Yeah. Usually the guy sighs and moves around in his seat like that with the shoulders back. You know he's got something pretty good.
I'm all in.
And he's going to push all in.
And you wouldn't think a guy would go through all that gyration and acting there if he was bluffing. Well, his Canadian buddy's on their feet now. Looks like he's got a strong hand the way he's been acting. Indeed he does.
You'd like a call, wouldn't you?
Just out of curiosity, that's the only reason I want.
Yeah.
No, you don't care about money.
Well, Tommy Lee's going to lay it down, and I believe Kyle did a little too much chatter there.
I'm all in.
And he's saying all in. And now Kyle Wilson has an ace-7 of spades.
I call.
Wow, he's made the call and he's dominated at this point. He's got big kicker problems.
Oh, it's come 9-7 deuce. Andy knows he's in great shape now.
Oh boy, the Railbird's getting angry.
Well, a jack comes off, so we're down to the river. And one more time, Kyle's got to hit a slot machine to win it. Make 3 sevens. Doesn't happen. As the queen of hearts comes off.
And he is going to bump it up, makes it 275,000. But Kyle behind him with ace-9. Quick to call.
So as the cards lie, Andy has him dominated. Ace-king versus ace-9. And what a flop for Andy as it comes queen jack 10.
Let's cinch the nuts. What do you do? Trap it. Dig the hole, put the branches and the twigs over it. Wait for the big sucker, Kyle, to fall in.
He does have an open end straight throw, but the best he can do is tie this hand.
That's a call. It's a call.
Kyle is exactly right. That was what we call a string raise.
Really? Okay.
He didn't have all the chips out there at once. Kyle quickly called him on it.
Next card.
He said, that's a call. Now, to me, that's a bit of a tell that you don't have anything yet. Now he's caught the king. He's made the ace-high straight, too. Both players have the ace-high straight, but Andy has the ace-high flush draw to go along with his straight.
Yeah.
He's on the free roll.
There's 3 diamonds out there. And Andy Frankenberger is going to bet 775.
Well, Kyle has hit the best card he could hit right here.
And he has called it. Another
the
diamond.
5 of diamonds does come off.
So sick. So sick.
Andy has made the ace-high flush. Now the question is, how much to bet to get paid off?
Would you have called it if I raised before?
Would I have called it?
The Burger's starting to talk now, ask questions.
That is a weird question to ask at this stage before you bet.
I'm all in.
God.
And now he's going all in.
How does he say?
A huge overbet here in my mind.
Oh, this is going to put Kyle into the rubber room.
Can you count that, please? That's unbelievable.
Not to be. Kyle figures it out, lays down the hand. Good fold.
Well, Kyle laid down the ace-high straight. A good laydown by him.
Mike, you got to say, being one of the older guys, we're not getting any respect.
Well, the young guns do feel like they're more aggressive, that the older players are more passive. And as Ahmet said, he thinks they're easier to read.
Have they met Doyle lately? All right, back to the action.
Kyle Wilson looks down at queen 4 spade in a small blind. He's going to raise it. Makes it 225,000 to go.
Tom Lee, he's got king 5 of diamonds. And he's going to stick around.
And he's got position. He's got more chips. He's going to make the call. flop comes Queen, Jack 10. Kyle out in front now with the 2 queens.
And he's first to act, and he's going to bet at 150,000.
Tommy Lee has the open-end straight draw on the backdoor flush draw. And he's going to make the call. I bet he took off his hat there.
It's a little different without the hat. Here comes the turn card. It's a 4 of hearts. That makes queens and 4s for Kyle.
Oh, nice card for Kyle as he now has queens up. Well, there's nearly 800,000 in the pot. Kyle's going to bet 350,000.
He's going to make Tommy Lee pay for it if he wants to draw.
Tommy Lee, as the cards lie, must catch the straight to win the pot.
I'm all in.
Wow. He is going all in here on a stone bluff, folks. Unbelievable. Kyle knows the 4 didn't help this guy.
Unreal. Kyle Wilson perplexed. If he should make this call and his hand stand up, he'd be a massive chip leader.
I have no clue what you have, Tom.
But he's in a quandary right now.
Can you beat 2 pair?
Remember, his opponent called him on the flop and now has moved all in on the turn. After a 4, it can be no help at all to the guy.
Are you tired? Why are you doing that?
Tommy Lee, great poker face, trying to cover his whole persona there. Doing a good job of it. Not letting a smart player like Kyle read him. Kyle is going to lay it down.
Show me bluff 1 time. One time, please. Show me. 1 time, please.
Can't show.
Oh, please do. Tommy, put a little salt in that blood. He's not going to do it, though.
Believe me, Kyle, you don't want to see it, my friend.
Oh, wow. And the wonder can comes up. Card was irrelevant. Tommy wouldn't have gotten there.
That might have been the whole tournament. Might have been able to call that.
That is the bluff of the tournament. Well done for Tommy Lee. Happy to just call that. Mr. Frankenberger with a Jack 5. Content to see a flop.
And he's got clubs. And 2 clubs come on the flop. But Tommy has flopped top and bottom pair. He's got queens up.
What a flop for Tommy Lee. Queens and 5s, and he's going to bet at 300,000.
Vance, it's not going to shock me if we see a big pot brew right here on the flop.
I raise.
Because Andy's got one of those hands that it doesn't matter what his opponent has.
Yep.
All in.
And he does so. He has gone all in.
And you can't blame him. He's got 2 pair, queens up. I'd move all in there too. And I'd call if I was Andy.
Yeah.
It's just one of those hands that sort of plays itself.
I call.
Yep, he's going to call it.
Yeah, Tommy's probably not going to like what he sees here. He knows the flush could beat him. Oh, clubs right on the turn. Tommy Lee just can't believe it.
Come on, come on, come on.
It is not over yet, though. Well, a 7 comes off. Andy Frankenberger makes another flush to win another pot.
Unreal.
Well, Andy Frankenberger is now the big chip leader with 3 players left. Can this highly educated guy from Duke, playing in his first ever WPT event here in the States, take down this title? We shall see. Let's get back to the table.
And his fortune for Tommy Lee. He is just licking his wounds right now as he picks up ace-8 here. And he's going to shove all in.
Well, you can't blame him for that.
I call.
Frankenberger behind him with ace-7 of clubs has called. And Kyle Wilson with a queen-8 also going to call.
Well, this gives them 2 chances to knock Tommy out of this tournament where they can play heads up for this title. It's pretty much an unwritten rule. You're not going to bet here unless you got the nuts almost.
Here's the flop. King 9-4 helps no one at the table. Frankenberger going to check the side pot potential. Kyle does as well. Queen on the turn. Kyle takes the lead with queens.
Well, it's gone check, check again.
Down to
Here
the
comes
river.
the river card. The jack of clubs comes off. This gives Andy the ace-high flush. Another flush he makes on the river.
Kyle looking impatient.
Clock.
Oh boy, he's calling the
I, just
clock.
want, I want to keep playing. Like,
Can't take it anymore.
400.
Well, I think that's the frustration of laying down
Yep.
those queens
Fold.
up, Vance. Now the guy's betting 400,000.
And Kyle ejects his hand, and Tommy sees his fate. It's not good.
Nice hand, Andy.
He is gone.
Well, that's going to do it for Tommy Lee. Just very unlucky those last couple pots.
Very entertaining player. He's going to go home with close to 175,000.
He's sitting on 2.6 million.
Frankenberger in his first ever WPT event in the United States. Kyle with a queen 10 is going to raise it up to 240. Behind him, Andy Frankenberger with a king 9 offsuit.
Call.
And he's going to make the call. And the flop comes king 10-5. Andy has flopped 2 kings. Kyle has flopped 2 tens. And Vince, so many times tonight we've seen this guy lead right out into the pre-flop raiser. He's doing it again here with 2 kings.
He takes the play away. That's 300,000.
Well, it confused Kyle before. Liable to confuse him here again. And indeed, Kyle making the call with the 2 tens. You just automatically think the guy would check if he had kings to check raise you.
8 of clubs on the turn.
800.
Andy just keeps firing away. 800,000.
Andy, what do you got?
A lot of respect for this player, and makes a good lay down right there.
Turn bluff.
Well, Andy's bet 275,000, and Kyle's picked up ace-3 of diamonds. Also a pretty good hand playing heads-up poker. Unfortunately for Kyle, he is out-kicked here, as we say.
I'm all in.
Wow, he is going to ship it. He says all in. He can afford to
call.
gamble, and he's going to make the call.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason he can call, Vince, because he can afford to make this call. Kyle's head down. He knows you got to get lucky to stay alive here.
Here comes the flop.
Wow, what a flop. Unbelievable. Jack of hearts on the turn. It's a 6 of spade. Andy Frankenberger made a lot of flushes at this final table, but to take the title,
I see a flop,
Andy
I got
dodged
broken.
it.
May all your cards be live and your pots be monsters.